Hi and welcome to part 2 of linear equations. For this next video I'm going to show you 3 questions from question 3, just dealing with fractions and dealing with a few other things, so listen in. Thanks. Now the first question here I've got from 3b, taken straight from your textbook. I've got this fractions on both sides, and I don't like fractions. They're too hard to deal with. They're complicated, so I'm going to get rid of the fractions at all costs. The only way to get rid of this fraction on the right hand side here, this divide by 3, is if I multiply that by 3 over 1. Okay, because when we multiply fractions, that 3 and that 3 will cross cancel, so it'll actually work, and they'll just be left with 1 on the bottom. But the tricky thing is that I can't just multiply one side by 3. I actually have to, if I'm going to multiply one side by 3, I have to multiply the other side by 3 as well. So what I'm going to get is, I'm going to get 3b minus 2 equals, over 2 is equal to b plus 1. Okay, and similarly, if I want to get rid of this divide by 2, I have to multiply both sides by 2 over 1. Okay, so then this becomes 3b minus 2 equals 2b plus 1. Okay, and now we're back to where we were in the previous question. Now I just need to expand and find the answer. So I'll do that fairly quickly. I'll get 3b minus 2, minus 6. That's a common mistake that people will make, not expanding it out. And 2b plus 2. And then I'm going to do a couple of steps in a row, but I'm going to minus 2b on both sides, so I get b. And I'm going to add 6 to both sides, so I get b equals 8. And hopefully when you put that all in, you'll get that answer. Let's have a go. 8 minus 2 is 4 divided by 2. Sorry, 8 minus 2 is 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then 8 plus 1 is 9 divided by 3 is 3 as well. So that works. Okay, b equals 3. For this next question over here, again, I've got a fraction. I don't like it. But a common mistake that people will do is that they will try and multiply everything by 4 first. But remember the sad mob thing, we have to add 1 to both sides first. Okay, you can't divide by 4, you can't multiply by 4 yet. We have to do the add 1 to both sides. Otherwise, if you do the multiply by 4, you've actually ignored this term over here. Okay, if you're going to multiply by 4, you would have to multiply this one by 4 and this one by 4. Gets a bit clunky. I don't want to do it. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. P minus 3 over 4 equals 3. Now I can multiply both sides by 4, so p minus 3 equals 12. Let's multiply by 4 just over there. And now I can add 3 to both sides to get that to 15. Okay, and that is my final answer. Again, you can chuck that back up in there and hopefully you'll get the right answer. Okay, let's have a go at the last question here. This one is probably one of the more tricky ones you'll come across. It's actually not that hard. It just looks a little bit ugly, and it can be a bit of work too. Again, I don't like the fact that there's fractions. I have to get rid of these fractions. But this one's a little bit trickier. Remembering when we're adding fractions together, you actually need to get a common denominator, which is a fancy way of saying the bottoms must be the same. Now the quickest way to do that, the quickest way to get a common denominator is just to simply multiply these two things together. That will get a common number down the bottom. You can choose other numbers, and there are better ways of doing that, but that's what I'm going to do for this one. So I'm actually going to multiply these two numbers together, and I get 6. So I'm going to put that over 6 and this over 6. Now I can, once I've got that, I can put the whole thing over 6 like that, and it'll work nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this one here. I had to multiply it by 3, so that's going to be 2k plus 3, and this is going to be, I had to multiply the 3 by 2, so 5 minus k, and that all equals 2. Okay, and now that there's a common denominator, I can add both sides, the tops together. 2k plus 3 plus 5 minus k, all over 6, and that equals 2. Okay, and now I can just go about solving the equation. I need to get rid of the fraction. I'll multiply both sides by 6. Where are we? So that's 2k plus 3 plus 2, 5 minus k equals 12. Okay, and now I can just go about solving this equation. Ooh, where are we? Sorry about that, don't know what happened, but I'm back on the screen. So I'm going to solve this now. I'm going to expand this quickly. So I get 6k plus 9 plus 10 minus 2k equals 12. Add the k's together and I get 4k. Add the numbers together, plus 19 equals 12. Minus 19 on both sides. So I get 4k equals, it's pretty hard, 7. Of course, negative 7. Divide both sides by 4 and I get k equals negative 7 over 4. Now I'm not too sure about that answer. I might have made a mistake somewhere, but just to check, and also this is a good way of showing you the calculator, I'm just going to try and solve this question on the calculator. So I'm going to go up and find my original question, and I'm going to pop that in on my calculator. Okay, I'll do that and then get back to you. Okay, as you can see, I've put in the equation on my calculator. I've pushed solve. I've got the fractions in there. I've got the k's, and then I've got comma k because that's the thing I'm solving it for. Just be really careful to put a multiplication sign in between any numbers or any letters, I should say, because otherwise the calculator might do some crazy things. It might be okay for this one, but it could do some crazy things. So I'm just going to push enter, and hopefully I get the same answer as I did the other time. So it's it's not working for me today. Here we go. Enter, and I got, you guys can't see that, I did get the same answer. There we go, I got the same answer as I did before. So there you go. It just looked like an ugly answer, but sometimes that's exactly what happens. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please let me know.